Hello and welcome to Clearview Hangouts, the program where we get to talk about issues affecting us as citizens of Nigeria. My name is Florence Joshua. Now, the state of lawlessness is not the absence of the law, but a total disregard for the law, and sadly, this is where we have found ourselves as a nation. So how did we get here, and what can be done to remedy the situation? These are the issues we will be discussing this morning, and as always, my colleagues are here with me, Zion Gang and Gloria Atta. Before we get into the discussion, let's take a quick break. We will be right back. Stay with us.
Yes, what's the issue, sir? CMR is illegal.
Is it?
It's illegal.
You can make call.
I'm not making any call. What do you want us to do so we can leave here? Because we're going far. I don't have time to... Sorry?
5 liters of fuel.
What's 5 liters of fuel? What is that? There's no filling station here. What does it translate to? How much is 5 liters of fuel? That's what I'm asking you.
5K.
So you want 5K from, each of the cars here?
You know yours.
You will not do anything. You want 5K from each of us, Abi?
Okay, go and give out 3 liters.
We are together.
What about the other person? What about the other person?
My grandmama will go back.
Go and bring 3K. Give it to him. Let us leave here. Go get 3K for him. How far? Where the 3K? You count them. Whose one are you holding again?
This man,
Yeah.
He told I said you should go and pay 5,000. He said no, he will bring 2,000.
Please now. You said listen to me. I don't listen to you. I don't talk to you.
He said I hold the money. I would have given you right away.
You guys go your own.
We have.
Declaring that the content of breach of privilege has been
that suspension immediately.
Or refer.
Was the way we were elected. Are we your slaves? How else you can suspend me here? Are we your slaves? Every time you keep on picking leadership for us. We are not your slaves.
These are examples of lawlessness in our society. It's appalling and it's shameful seeing some of these videos and some of these examples. But before we proceed further, I would want us to, because lawlessness means different things to everybody. But of course, where there's a provision for law and order, if it's not there, that's lawlessness. So I don't know, maybe you can give us your definition or your understanding of lawlessness.
All right, so lawlessness is not actually the absence of the laws, just like you said in your opener. Lawlessness is a disregard of the law. The law is there, but people don't follow the law. They don't respect the law due to different reasons. There are factors that could lead to that. So lawlessness is not really an absence of the law, but the law is there, but people don't want to obey the law for whatsoever reason they may want to bring up.
So Gloria, for you, there's a rise and there's a consequences for lawlessness. But we are in a society where, from the videos we have seen so far, we have our lawmakers now showing a total disregard for the rule of law itself. The policemen that are supposed to enforce these laws are also showing a total disregard for the law. We're in trouble as a society.
Well, what I can just say about this is, the fact that first, before the law, the people are the makers of the law. So, all these things, they just stem from systemic failures over time. So all these people do not even understand the law. And because they don't understand it, they cannot interpret the law. So most of these things that we just see, they are just paper records. From the creators of the law to the enforcers of the law, I feel everybody doesn't have, a proper understanding of, of how important it is. And that is why, everybody is just doing what they want, in essence.
Zion, I think this brings us back to, I think sometime last 2 weeks, where a father was taking his child to school, and then from events that happened, he beat the traffic, and because he said he was in a hurry, everybody was trying to stop him. He didn't stop. Then police shot at the car, and they're leading to the death of his son. There was a total outrage on social media. Everybody was, of course, going after the Nigerian police.
Blames.
What is that? Is that lawlessness? Who's to be blamed? The Nigerian police, the father, or the son that probably didn't wake up early to go to school? How does it affect lawlessness?
Yeah, I think in that situation, in that circumstance, I think I would say everybody has his own blame to carry, because on the part of the man, if he was if he had managed his time properly, he wouldn't have put himself in that situation whereby he will have to be rushing to take his child to school. And then on the part of the police, I think it's a problem that stems from training. I don't think that policeman that was involved in that is properly trained, or maybe even if he's properly trained, maybe he's just misbehaving and all that. And there are so many cases like that where policemen, law enforcement agents will become trigger happy and just release the bullets, and before you know it, lives are lost. So it could be a problem of training on the part of the police. Maybe the policeman doesn't know when to shoot and when not to shoot. It could be. And then also on the part of the boy's father, the man who lost his son, proper time management. So the man did not manage his time properly, and he put himself in that situation whereby he is now rushing to meet up with time.
Okay, away from that, how do parents contribute to lawlessness in the society?
Yeah, it's in different ways. You know, everybody belongs to a family. So family being the smallest unit of the society, it's a place where you get your first training from. You know, growing up, I remember we had rules, like every family does, you know, whereby your parents will tell you, my parents will tell me, don't go out at so time, and don't go out, leave the house without telling anybody where you're going to, and all that. And then, so if, you know, and children follow what their parents do more than what they say, you understand? So I think if parents are good examples to their children, if parents do what they say, the children will follow suit. It's not about giving instruction, but you, the parent, how are you living your life? Because the children watch what you do, and most times they do what you do more than what you say. So in the family, if a child feels maybe the parent have a special child, a child that they give more advantage to, yes, that could be a breeding ground for corruption. You understand?
Corruption in the family, interesting.
Yes.
You know, same again. I think sometime last 2 weeks or last week, I'm not sure. There was a story that went viral about a son who, while writing WAEC, the school vice principal collected his phone because I think he was using AI to write his exams. And then they said the father of the boy organized thugs to come at the principal of the school. So these are some examples of lawlessness that parents are enabling. And now we're in a society where parents are okaying Yahoo. Parents are okaying crime. As long as you come back to help. You hear of stories where people will advise the parents, don't be harsh on this boy. If not, when he makes it, he'll take the money outside and be careless with it. But bring him back, you know, coach him on how to make better use of the money. It's like our society, our morals as a country or as a state keeps dwindling. How are parents contributing to this? How do we correct this, Gloria?
Okay, so for a while back, or there was a time we had a conversation like this, and I said that for me, I'm of the opinion that this issue of lawlessness actually stems from, I would say, like a grouse that people have with the system. So the Nigerian system has been corrupt. It has been it has been rotten for a very long time. So because of that, there is a general acceptance of a lot of ills in the society. So that is the reason why even when one person is trying to make a difference, you are usually seen as the enemy. So now, a lot of Nigerians, if you ask the average Nigerian, they already normalize a lot of things. They're like, is this not Nigeria? Everything goes. Everything goes. Like that man who, the video you referred to, the man who was trying to beat traffic, and then, you know, that ugly incident happened. The man, as far as is concerned, he's not wrong, because this is something everybody else does. Everybody beats traffic, so why would you stop him from beating traffic? Same thing with this parent. He would be of the opinion that everybody cheats. Everybody cheats. People have been cheating since time immemorial. So why are you now stopping my son? Yes. So we have normalized.
Pay for WAEC again.
Yes. So we've normalized these things for a very, very long time that we don't even know the truth anymore, and we've just, you know, accepted everything. So we have to go back to the drawing board, because that is the only way we would address this issue beyond what the parents do, because parents are also, you know, a part of the society. We just have to go back to the drawing board and look at our constitution, look at the laws, and we need to start fixing these things internally, either from top to bottom or from bottom to top. Either ways, I just feel like, you know, that's the solution right now.
I think sometimes when we talk about lawlessness, we usually look at the big things also. We look at the cheating in examination, we look at the policeman extorting drivers on the road, we look at criminals, but then we don't even look at as simple things as arriving late, arriving early to an event or to work, because it's just 10 minutes late, now it's traffic, you know. We don't look at those things. We don't look at discipline, either in workplace or at home. We don't look at punctuality. We don't look at gluttony. We don't look at all that. We just feel we are nothing. We have and that, I think that is where the Nigerian problem is. In the most important things, those are the things that we don't pay attention because they are not big things. But these small things are what have pushed us as a society to this place where it's from this crop of people we have leaders. We have these policemen that are supposed to be enforcers of law and are the ones breaking it. So we need to do better. But then we take this to Nigerians on the streets. Let's hear what they think about lawlessness. Let's hear what they have to say and what contributes, what makes a society lawless.
To me, primarily, this thing is traceable to family, parents. We parents, we don't really care. We feel we'll go and make that money, send these children to the best school. Before you know it, we are sending them abroad. And all those money, most of us will steal and build mighty properties here. The children are not interested in them. They are not. When you send them to overseas, they will come back. Here where there's no light, where no good road, we are here where there's kidnappers, and you want them to come back. All those things you labored for, others will take over them. So this lawlessness is from majority of the distance from we the parents. Is it long? We really don't. That moral value has decayed seriously amongst our children. So blame the children. There's this saying that as the children are taught, so the nation is built indeed. So are we teaching them the right way?
So this is where it starts from. Parents don't care about their children. The mother, the father, some parents just wake up, they don't care. And look at what is happening in society today. They are talking about government. Look at children. You know, parents are now encourage their children to do this foster. The popular known Yahoo. Encourage their children. What are you teaching them? You want your pikin to make money for the source you don't know. Stealing another person's money. Child is doing wrong something, you will support him. Your child go out there, you do something, someone correct him, come by plan to you go and fight the fellow human being. Why you touch my child? You don't even know what he did first. This is where the whole thing failed. The parenting failed, the religious leaders are failed. Religious leaders are supporting politicians who steal people's money, who steal money, not doing anything, just because they come to the church and bring big million and do Thanksgiving, supporting them. Grassroots, because this man is from your place, is because he's the government, the economy in the society is not doing well. What he's supposed to be not doing, because he's from your place, you support him, I applaud for him. So where does everything go wrong? You are elder, you are one thing or the other in the church, but you are not living to expectation. So this is what brought that to the society where everybody is misbehaving. The corruption is everywhere. It's not about the government now, within ourselves. Some of us, as I am now, I am a contractor. I'm doing my own work. I have people are working for me. I'm from one side now for Gosapi. I'm going to Katape now. Right now, I have people that are working for me. I just give instruction there. I'm going to the other side now. Then, as a leader, I work for Percy. They pay me, and there's an agreement I have with my people to pay them. At the end of the day, even when the money is with me, I say, no, the money is not here. Don't worry, I will pay you. They are on the process of paying. I will start cutting the money. Somebody's expecting, maybe you are expecting 50,000 for instance as your salary at the end of the, because I'm paying every weekend. I normally pay. You're expecting 50,000 for instance. I will tell you, sir, the money is not enough. Take 30,000, and you know that the money is with you, out of wickedness. I even know that money you are supposed to be is not good enough for you to take care of the family. But because you are wicked, you said it now begin to struggle. If that's a person, I won't
beer and drink and smoke and get stupor. Then like what you are saying. Then, like what you are telling the children that this thing is approved, you can go ahead and be doing it.
People break the law when they believe nothing can happen to them. So when there is a stringent penalty against those who break the law, then I believe people will desist from it.
So if we want to curtail this lawlessness in the society, these institutions, the family,
the head of the family must take their stand in obeying the law themselves. Then they can be able to microchip it into their children.
Papa always said that those poor children that you refuse to train now, they will attack your children that you even sent to London to go and train tomorrow. Is it not happening now? Are you not hearing Al-Majiri going on protests and killing people? So that is the issue. It boils down to the issue of government stepping up, reduce corruption. The cost of governance is too high. One man is riding motorcades. Me, I am trekking. Balance? It's not balance.
Most people in Nigeria do not see any reason why they should do what they ought to do as responsible citizens, and this trickles down to, our collective well-being. More and more, you see the ruling class getting away with, their lawlessness, and the ordinary Nigerians don't see any incentive to be, law-abiding citizens, and so you begin to hear of such kinds of breakdown of law order. So I guess that's one of the issues that we're having in Nigeria. And once we begin to check these power excesses from the top, ordinary Nigerians would also, become better citizens. I think that's one of the reasons, from the top to the bottom.
They say charity begins from the home, and one thing that we fail to get right is lawlessness has become a norm. You see a government official, a public servant for that matter, who is supposed to be someone that other people will emulate from. You see him violating laws publicly. So it has become a norm. After all, we are Nigerians, we are known with these traits. So it has become a norm, and it's something we must need to correct. That's why it has spoiled our reputation everywhere. Everywhere you go, in as much as you are in Nigeria, everybody is looking at you with another eye. So we must need to correct it, and if we must get it, because we look up to our leaders. So if the change will come, I think they will have a big role to play. Because if it comes, for instance, this is a traffic now, and the governor convoy comes and stops in the traffic, nobody would dare to go, because at least they've shown that they are not above the law. But in as much as some certain set of people feel they are above the law, everybody will do what he wants.
Welcome back. Did you watch where that man said he balanced? Say if somebody is on a motorcade and I'm walking, he balanced. True, he balanced.
Balance.
We need to talk about the consequences of lawlessness on the society, because I think we're just getting started. We're already breeding a generation of get quick rich syndrome. Every young person now wants to have an iPhone, wants to drive a Lexus, wants to live
the good
La Vida
life.
Loca, and then there's no much work. People right now, with time, we might not have engineers, we might not have medical doctors, because everybody wants to be a content creator, everybody wants to be influencers. We are losing the essence of a society. Nobody is saying it's bad to be an influencer or a content creator, but we need our manufacturers. We need young people to want to build something. We need young people to want to better, not the fact that they have lost hope in a country. We need to start talking about the consequences from the home front down to our government. I think the highest government position, there should be consequences. We need to start talking about those consequences. I don't know if you can just help us and just highlight some of these consequences, Flora.
Okay, well, I think we've already started seeing some of the consequences in full glare. We have, increase in cases of sexual and gender-based violence. It's because the society we live in, there is lawlessness. So, there is a growing acceptance, unfortunately, of these forms of violence. Employment is increasing. We're having a lot of cases of ritual killings. We have, I don't know if you've been following the stats, but the trends in mob actions, jungle justice is becoming too much. It's alarming because people now take laws into their hands. Everybody is now a lawmaker. So when somebody offends you, you don't see, people have lost trust in
getting justice.
Yes, in getting justice. And that lack of trust would, it's going to display as, in the nearest future, it's going to affect our democracy. Because what is the essence of democracy? When everybody can now take laws into their own hands. So if you offend me, I am not scared. I don't see the need for me to report you to any police. If I have a gun, I just shoot you. And then if the police comes, I'll say it's because you did this to me. And then if they ask, why didn't I report? I'll say, because you will not do anything. There's no justice. So it's that bad. We are losing trust in the process. Unemployment is increasing. People normalizing crime, violence, hate speech, a lot of things. It's just so evident the way we are right now. And thank God, we are about to mark another Democracy Day. So I think this topic is actually coming at a very timely. It's very timely because it would allow us to just look back over the last 26 years. Where were we now and where are we now? And trust me, there's a lot to say. There is a lot.
Zion, I think we need to touch it from the political angle.
Yes, just like she said, there is a disconnect between the government and the people, whereby people have lost trust in the government. They no longer trust the judicial system. There is a general belief that the justice is left for those who can afford it. You understand? And then there is the proliferation of small arms. There are arms in the hands of non-state actors, in the hands of civilians, and they use it at will, and all those things. So these are the root causes: poverty, unemployment, and all these things. So we must start from there. We must start from addressing these issues, and then the judicial system is supposed to be, there's supposed to be like a reform of the judicial system whereby we make it more effective and efficient to deliver justice. And then there has to be a quick and a smooth dispensation of justice, whereby cases are not left to linger for too long. You hear cases of delayed justice, like maybe awaiting trial. Someone is awaiting trial for close to a year or even more, and those kind of things. So if we begin to address those issues, then I think we will get it right.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think for swift justice. Swift justice. I think that would make a lot of sense, and we need to further fund the police force, fund our security agencies, and when the home front has done, the family unit has done its part, the schools, our government schools, I think we need to also enforce education. I think with education there's hope.
And also encourage public participation in governance, where the people feel they are carried along in the decision-making process that affects them.
Vote has to count.
Yes, of course.
You have to feel the person that is representing you at your state assembly or at the federal government or the president. He has to feel like he won, not because anybody stole your mandate. Let the vote count.
Let the will of the people prevail.
Yes.
Not that those positions are left for the highest bidder. When the people feel that their mandate is given to them, then they will feel carried along and won't have all these problems where the people are rebelling against the government. Yes.
I agree. So I do. So we have talked about the consequences. So now, in concluding, what do we do? We have talked about what are the steps? Can we provide solutions to some of these things we have critiqued today? Can we suggest some measures in no small way that we can start taking to correct? Because I think this generation is probably almost gone, and then we start correcting some of these things that people don't think they are huge, they have huge consequences on the general populace?
I think for us to correct impunity, as it were, people have to face the consequences of their actions. When you commit a crime, you face it. But when the law doesn't take its full course on someone who has committed a crime, there are chances that other people will follow suit. You understand? Because when someone is allowed to get away with a crime, it means it normalizes the crime. So you find people, you find others following suit. So if that can be corrected, whereby people are made to take responsibilities for their action.
And as you know, Zion was talking, I just remembered one statement someone made one time, and the person said that until we all as a society just come together and frown at these issues, we will not be going anywhere. We won't get anywhere. Just like in the home front, if a child continues to misbehave and the mother or the father continues to accommodate him. So you have certain families where the mother is for the child and the father seems like the villain. So, the more you correct, the mother will bring you to the side and say, don't mind him, it's just, don't worry. Once this continues over time, that child will become a rebellious child, and even that mother that protected him would even be the first victim of his anger or his rage. So as a society, I feel like we all need to just come together and frown at these things. As a government, our government is supposed to stand. We are supposed to have stronger our implementation. The implementation of the law is weak. So we have very brilliant laws, we have wonderful policies, and we keep suggesting ways to improve them. But everything has just been paper. Of course, we won't undermine the fact that there have been few implementations here and there, and progress is being made. But what I'm just saying is that there is room for more. So as a people, just like Zion has said, if there is a sanction or a penalty and they say, if you cross this line, you are going to be fined 2,000 naira. If somebody crosses this line, you fine him 2,000 naira, and every single person that passes should be fined 2,000 naira.
The problem in Nigeria is usually not the fining. It's when that 2,000 naira is paid, does it get back to the account it's supposed to get to?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. If everybody now is doing what they are supposed to do, so now the person who is ensuring that the 2,000 naira is paid is doing his job, regardless of the color, regardless of the tribe or affiliation of the offender. Now the next stage that is supposed to manage this is ensuring that all this 2,000 naira you've gathered, you've transferred it to this place. Once everybody is just up and doing, same thing in schools, same thing as a society. If imagine that on social media we have people who are flaunting ill-gotten wealth, or we have people who we see all these videos daily. Last week, or was it 2 weeks back, I saw a video of an elderly woman who was being assaulted by a younger woman, and people were still making excuses. Yes, the older woman may have been wrong, but in every sense, it is wrong for you to assault engage an elderly person to that point. So we should not be here and some people are here or there. Once we see black, let us all come together as a society and say this is black and we are not standing for it. Let's just be firm. I think that's just the summary. Let's just be firm on the truth. When we see the truth, we should say it, not minding the religious affiliation, the social class, or the level of influence the person has.
Just to conclude, I think the major thing here is timeline of justice. We need to ensure also that the timeline of justice is carried out, and the justice itself is meted. But then there's something that generally scares me, because if from the videos we have seen so far, our lawmakers who are supposed to create laws, policies that will ensure, as a society we have agreed this thing is bad, this thing is black, all of us, and they send it down, they pass it. Sometimes they are majority the breakers of those laws. Our enforcers also are complicit in these things, you go to the police. It's like sometimes when something happens to you, it's like it's better you don't even go anywhere. Because if you go, chances that the police will ask you for money, or they will take money from the criminal you reported and then let him go, and then he's sent back into the society. And then our rehabilitation process too. You go to prison, we see where our prisoners go to prison, and it's like they come back more hardened. Like they go there and they form better gangs, they become better criminals.
Just to share a very short experience. So there was a time that I was almost scammed, and I wanted to let it go, but then I felt like, okay, let me do like an experiment. Let me report this to the police, because a police station was very close to me. So I went to a police station and I explained what happened. I explained everything, and from the way I was even talking, the body language of the policeman was like, is it because of 5,000 naira that you came here? And he was just like, my sister, just let it go. This thing, just try to be, just try to be a bit more careful. It's everywhere. Oh. And then they started sharing their experiences, so of how they had been scammed, how even a colleague of theirs who is in the force also scammed them. So you can imagine this kind of thing, where somebody who is supposed to enforce the law, if he is that helpless, then what am I supposed to do? So, everybody just has to get up on their games. When these things are being reported, when we see them, nobody should keep quiet. Everybody should just be active. And we should challenge our lawmakers. When we see our lawmakers or these people doing, it's just that, because of, the country that we are in, where, we are even slowly tilting towards a one-party system, but I wouldn't want to comment so much on that. But, because of these things, that's why everybody is keeping quiet, because everybody is being selfish, everybody is just thinking about their pockets. But if we all decide to be objective and say, this is wrong, and yes, so you are my leader, but this is wrong, I think, considerable progress would be made.
I think when we start telling ourselves the truth, it will go a long way, because people that are making the laws cannot be seen to be breaking the law. You understand? Because if people that are making the laws are breaking the laws, then who is the law made for? The ordinary man on the street will not even want to obey the law. It's unfortunate that we have seen even the lawmakers, they can't even maintain decorum. You see them fighting in the house, fighting over very trivial things. So it's rather unfortunate. So we must start telling ourselves the truth, and everybody must rise up to the occasion that we want to make this better.
Thank you very much. This is a beautiful discussion. And then Gloria Atta and Dan Gang, thank you very much. This is how far we can go on today's edition of the program. I must say a big thank you to everyone who has made the program a success, especially to our viewers out there. Don't forget, drop us your comments on the handles displayed on your screen. Until we come again next time, bye for now.
Bye.
Yeah.
African Islamic movement.
Working on this.